I'm Sarah and we're talking ghost tours. I'm part of a class on cultural haunting, and as part of the class this year, we got to go on a ghost tour. I have been so excited this entire semester for this tour, even though I don't really believe in ghosts in the supernatural sense. This one was much rather focused on the history, rather than trying to be gimmicky for scares, which was perfect for me. The tour that I went on was for the Westfield Underground Railroad, where we went around to different stops in Westfield, Indiana that were above the Underground Railroad. Never been to Westfield before, it's actually a really pretty city. So I got ready and went to meet everyone to make our way there. We met outside of the Westfield City building and gathered together. Our lovely guide Nicole asked around for which of us were believers, which of us were kind of in between, and which of us were skeptics. There were actually not as many skeptics as I expected, but I guess that makes sense, not really caring about a ghost tour if you don't believe, but I go for different reasons. We were also asked not to be intoxicated anyway, because they had had pretty bad experiences with people getting drunk and being menaces, shining their flashlights everywhere. Don't be a nightmare on ghost tours. Nicole told us about the history of the city building and a lot of the ghostly experiences that had been had there. This one used to be a church inhabited by Quakers in the 1800s, a stop on the Underground Railroad that they would use to harbor escaped slaves, which is really what a lot of the stops were on the tour. We were told that people, even skeptics, had seen ghosts in and around the building, blinds had been snapped shut, people had been scratched, and that's just from the outside of the building. People would sometimes hear a Quaker plain speaking, which I had no clue what that was. In short, it's a form of speaking that kind of gets rid of all the formalities and flattery in our language, and that's all I'm gonna say on it because I don't talk about things I don't fully understand. We heard a lot about the ghosts that inhabit the building and some of the specific people from history that they believe them to be. Moving along our route, we were brought to a cabin that had once been inhabited by Nicholas and Fanny Barker. The cabin had been rebuilt in recent years and is apparently haunted by the couple, Fanny upset that they did not rebuild her loft. We went to a couple different buildings on the street being taught about their history and being showed pictures of what they looked like back in their time. Roughly half the time was taken up by history lessons and the other half was ghost stories. A couple that was still doing their jobs in the building, an evil man in life that was still terrorizing the inhabitants, and a naked man doing Tai Chi, which I'm not really sure if that was a ghost. The scariest thing that I heard about, and of course the guide would tell you a lot better than I do, it was about a woman that was going into one of these buildings to buy furniture. She had brought her daughter, and by the time they were leaving, the daughter said that she didn't want to leave because she had made a new friend and pointed to a rocking chair in the corner that proceeded to rock as she pointed at it. Yuck! Speaking of our guide, as I said earlier, we had a lovely guide named Nicole. Nicole is a part of Unseen Press, a historic Indiana ghost tour business. I'll be linking their website in the description, so if you are at all interested or in the area, please check it out. It's really cool. I'd also like to note I got written permission to post these pictures and videos, so if you're ever gonna do something like this, maybe check for permission first. Nicole had been dealing in everything ghostly for quite a while. People around town would often ask her to investigate buildings that they believed were haunted. In one place, the mortgage lady that hired her on didn't really care about anything ghostly. She was just sick of losing out on money to all of the weird things that were happening in the building. We were told about all of her experiences investigating in these buildings, most of them coming up blank, but there were a few really interesting ones. I'm leaving out a lot of details in all these stories because I'm not here to just spit back the entire tour to you, just completely stepping on the company, even though I was the loser that brought a notebook and noted everything I could. The end of the tour was marked by a cemetery, specifically an anti-slavery cemetery that buried the bodies of Quakers and Civil War soldiers. We were told there was a lot of unrest there, possibly because a lot of the gravestones had been moved and some were never rediscovered. Lots of stories about wandering spirits walking along the fences. At one point we were asked to stand by a haunted tree that a lot of people had seen or experienced ghostly things by. I personally didn't feel or see anything, but of course take a look at these pictures for yourself, maybe you will. I don't believe that I really caught anything ghostly on camera, unless you want to count the tons of terrible pictures that I got on accident. I don't know. Look at them yourself, maybe you'll see something in them. As of now, I am still a skeptic, but it was still a great time. I would love to believe in ghosts, and in a way I do. We talk in this class I went with about haunting as almost a philosophical concept. You say haunting when referring to a ghost inhabiting something, but you also say it when talking about a negative feeling or experience just following you around. The concept of a ghost can be relative if you look at it that way. We see ghosts of our past selves and experiences everywhere. Ghosts can pass down a family lineage in the form of generational trauma. They are all over. I think the idea of supernatural ghosts is a beautiful way to view the dead. It's not only a way to cope with grief, but also a way to cope with the uncertainty and confusion that is being alive. I'll never see the belief in the supernatural as something weird or crazy, even though I truly don't believe in it. I'm a skeptic and I will continue to be a skeptic, even though the supernatural will always fascinate me. Anyway, here's a little footage of my cats bothering me while filming this. Hey! Move! Hello, baby. Come on. Just like chilling. Oh my god! Hello! And unrelated, stop believing everything you see on the internet. Unless it's from me!